over which one is better and some pros and cons of the Robinhood app versus the M1 Finance app, or as I'm on right here, the web page. But before I get in the video, if you haven't checked out my channel before, I have it pulled up over here. I talk about investing, I talk about the stock market, really anything that has to do with money. So if you're interested in anything like that, definitely head over onto my channel, Investing Potentials, and consider subscribing. And I actually have a new channel that I'm putting out, which is this one right here, just kind of putting up almost like a vlog type channel, I guess you could call it. So if you like my channel, Investing Potentials, you could definitely go check out my personal channel. I guess I could call it more of a personal channel. But other than that, getting onto the video, as you can see right here, I am on the M1 Finance app, and I guess I'm going to start off with some pros of each of them and then kind of talk about which one's better at certain things, which one's worse at certain things. So with the M1 Finance app, one obvious pro, as you can see right here, is that there's an actual like web base for it. Robinhood is supposed to be coming out with some soon. I don't have early access unfortunately, to Robinhood's web base. So if you're interested in that, you could sign up for it. And they said it's supposed to be coming out in early 2018. So, you know, the M1 Finance definitely has the upper hand in terms of having a actual web browser or web-based platform that you can use. But it's really not that big of a deal to me personally, but it might be to other people, especially if you're trying to day trade on Robinhood, or if you're trying to trade options now that those are coming out or something like that. That would be much, much better to have a web-based platform for Robinhood. A couple other things that I like about M1 Finance is that it has these pies over here that basically allows you to make a fractional share. Like I did an example of this a couple of days ago. Basically, I made a pie right here and I put 7 holdings in it, and then you could dish out the percentages that you want. Like I put Apple 50%, Alphabet 15%, you know, yada, yada, yada. And then even if you have only like $500 invested, you can still buy fractional shares of each one of these stocks, which you're not able to do on the Robinhood app. One other thing about it is that I kind of like how the platform is just in general. It's not that it's necessarily better, it's just a little bit different, and it's honestly, I wouldn't have to say, I think the web-based version is a little bit better than the app right now. I think they need to change it because the app is literally just the web-based version, just in app form, just a little bit smaller, so I think it's a little bit more difficult to use. But moving on to the Robinhood app, unfortunately I couldn't pull it up on my phone over here, but I'm just going to go to their website right now. One thing I really love about the Robinhood app is that it is super easy to use and it is absolutely free. M1 Finance is also absolutely free, but Robinhood has a $0 deposit, so you can literally start investing with like $1 if you wanted, and M1 Finance actually has a $100 deposit. Not that that's like a significant amount of money, because there are some brokerages that require you to have like $5,000, but that's just one thing to note. If you want to start investing right away with literally $5, you can go over to Robinhood for absolutely free, and there is no minimal deposit. Another thing that I really like about Robinhood compared to the M1 Finance app is that, or even I guess the website, is that Robinhood's super, super easy to use. As you can see, they have this little tutorial going right here, and you literally click the search button up there. You go through a stock, you click buy, you click how many shares you want, and that's it. It is super, super easy to use, and I think that if you were to go to another brokerage, like, I don't know, like TD Ameritrade or something like that, I think that their platform is relatively difficult to use for a beginner investor, but Robinhood's is so, so easy, and you just download the app, and it is just so incredibly easy that anyone can do it. Even like your parents could do it. If you're young watching this video, if you're old, if you're not into tech, it's honestly super simple and honestly really cool looking too, the app itself. I love the color schemes and stuff like that. A couple other advantages, I don't know if you could put it whichever way you want, but I think on M1 Finance it's kind of more difficult to buy specific stocks. Like if you go to, I believe if you go to, nope, not over here, nope, not over there. If you go over, I see exactly, I don't even know like where to go on this. Like I just started using this, but if you go to somewhere on the app, like or the web platform, I can't even figure it out right now. I think you have to actually go to my pie. I think you need to make an individual pie for every stock that you buy. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong there, but it's kind of difficult to start jumping in right away and buying stocks, unlike the Robinhood app. I found it a problem. Like, I kind of just started using this one, and I have been using the Robinhood app for quite a while, but I think it's relatively difficult to kind of jump right in. You have to play around with it a little bit and try to figure out where everything is and figure out how to really buy and sell stocks. One thing that Robinhood is definitely better at is that you can do a much better job of day and swing trading on the Robinhood app, even though it's been criticized in the past for not being as good as other brokerage accounts. For being free and being what it is definitely much better for day and swing trading than M1 Finance, because, as I said, I'm not even 100% sure if you can just buy like individual stocks or not. I'm pretty sure you have to do the pie category and then add that pie to your portfolio. So, I mean, you can make a pie of just 100% one stock and then put how much you want in that specific stock. But it's definitely a whole lot easier to buy and trade stocks on the Robinhood app. And just a couple other things, I guess, overall about the Robinhood app. And just comparing M1 Finance, they're both easy to deposit money. I think they take about the same exact time. I've yet to actually withdraw money from the M1 Finance app, but I have withdrawn and deposited money in Robinhood, and they both deposit in a couple of days, so that's not really a big deal. I think M1 Finance actually took 1 day, and Robinhood took like 1 or 2 to withdraw it, but Robinhood has an instant deposit. M1 Finance takes, I mean, literally a day if you're just using your bank. I think if you use a credit card, it takes a little bit longer if you do like wire transfer, but that's really for any brokerage out there. So both of them are really quick and easy in depositing. And one thing that I like about M1 Finance, probably more than I like about Robinhood, is the ability to kind of visualize and see the stocks you own. Like on the Robinhood app over here, as you can see when they scroll down into their holdings, if you've used the app at all, you know what I'm talking about. It doesn't like organize them very well. Like you can move your holdings up and down in your list or in your watch list, but it really doesn't like organize it. You can't really see your portfolio as a whole besides just how it's performed over certain periods of time. But on the M1 Finance, it would have the main portfolio, and if I owned multiple pies, which I only have one in my portfolio, it would like slice them up for you. But then you could also go into your portfolio very easily, and this will take a second or two to load, and you can see exactly how much of each specific stock or ETF that you hold. So I think that's a big advantage of M1 Finance, being able to clearly visualize really all of your stocks and all of your holdings. I mean, I guess you could do it for yourself either way and just add put all your holdings into an Excel spreadsheet or something like that. But M1 Finance does this for you, and I think that's very nice and kind of like appealing, I guess, and probably better than Robinhood in that case. But I guess that's really it for today. Honestly, both platforms are really good if you want to begin investing. If you want to day trade and swing trade, I'd stick to Robinhood. And if you want to do everything else, honestly, choose either or. It doesn't really matter. I guess it's really up to you. Like I said before, Robinhood's also adding the web version, which I think will help them out a lot. And Robinhood is also adding options trading. So if you're interested in that, M1 Finance and Robinhood currently both don't have that, but Robinhood will in the near future. So I think that's pretty interesting, and here's a little example of what it will probably look like. So I think once Robinhood rolls out their web-based feature and options trading, it will probably beat out M1 Finance. But because they currently don't have that, and there's just like M1 Finance, like I said, is better in a couple categories, I think that it's really up to you which one you want to choose. But I use both. I have most of my money in Robinhood because I like day trading and swing trading occasionally, and because I just started using Robinhood first, and there was no minimum deposit when I started investing. But anyways, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said before, if you haven't checked out my channel before, and if you haven't checked out my new channel, which is just Jake Jones right here, but I'm going to go to my other channel very quickly. I talk about investing. I talk about the stock market, really anything that has to do with money. So if you're interested in anything like that, definitely head over to my channel, Investing Potentials, and consider subscribing. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching.